Have you ever stopped to wonder who you truly are, beyond the labels and roles society has ascribed to you? We're often defined by our jobs, our relationships, our hobbies, our passions. But is that all there is to us? British philosopher Alan Watts didn't think so. He had a different perspective. Watts proposed that our true self isn't confined to the ego, the I, that we associate with our personal identity. Instead, he argued, our real essence is much broader, much more expansive. We're not just isolated individuals, separate from the world around us. No, according to Watts, we are the entire universe, experiencing itself in a unique way. This notion challenges our conventional understanding of self-identity. It invites us to question the societal norms and roles we've been conditioned to accept. You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself, Watts declared. So, who are you really? What we perceive as ourself is often just an illusion, a false identity constructed by our ego. This assertion invites us into the labyrinth of the human mind, where the ego resides. The ego, a master of disguise, weaves an intricate web of identities based on societal norms, personal experiences, and expectations. It's a crafty architect, creating a fortress of beliefs and perceptions that we come to identify as me. But here's the catch. This fortification is not as solid as it seems. It's a mirage, a construct, a carefully curated collection of stories we tell ourselves about who we are. Alan Watts, the philosophical maverick, challenges this notion. He invites us to question the authenticity of this self-proclaimed identity. Is it real? Or is it just a figment of our imagination? Watts posits that our true identity is far more profound, far more interconnected with the universe than this ego-driven illusion. He suggests that we are not mere isolated beings, but rather, we are threads woven into the cosmic tapestry. We are an integral part of the universe, not separate entities. This perspective, although unsettling, also brings a sense of liberation. If we are not bound by the constraints of the ego, then who are we? What is our true nature? This inquiry nudges us to navigate beyond the confines of the ego, to explore the depths of our being. If we peel back the layers of the ego, what would we find? Would we find our true selves? According to Watts, our true self is not an isolated entity, but the entire universe experiencing itself. This is a profound idea, one that pushes the boundaries of our understanding. Watts suggests that we are not mere spectators in the cosmic theater, but rather, we are the play itself. Think of a wave in the ocean. Is it separate from the sea? Of course not. It's an expression of the ocean's movement, an integral part of the whole. Watts posits that we, like the wave, are expressions of the universe. We are not just individuals living in a vast cosmos, but rather, we are the cosmos living as individuals. Our existence is part of a grand cosmic dance, a dance in which we are not mere dancers, but the dance itself. Every breath we take, every beat of our heart, is a step in this eternal dance. We are the universe, expressing itself in countless ways. This interconnectedness, this oneness with the universe, is not just a philosophical concept, but a reality. It's not something to be intellectually understood, but to be deeply felt. It's a realization that can profoundly change our perspective, allowing us to see beyond the illusion of separateness. So let's dance the cosmic dance. Let's embrace our true nature. Let's realize that we are not just a tiny speck in the vastness of the cosmos, but the cosmos itself. We are not just in the universe, we are the universe. We are the process of the cosmos, constantly unfolding. How then do we discover this real identity, this cosmic self that Watts speaks of? The journey towards understanding our authentic self is not a quest for something external, but rather an inward exploration. It begins with introspection, a deep dive into the ocean of our consciousness. We must navigate the currents of our thoughts, feelings, and desires, not to control them, but to understand them. Then comes mindfulness, a practice of full presence in the moment. It's not about silencing the mind, but listening to its whispers without judgment. It's about acknowledging the symphony of existence, the ebb and flow of life, and our place within it. Lastly, we must let go of our ego-driven desires. These are not reflections of our true self, but constructs of a societal matrix. They bind us, limit us, and blind us to our infinite potential. In shedding the illusions of the ego, we can begin to experience our true, boundless nature. Now, armed with this new understanding of self, it's time for reflection. Picture yourself as more than societal labels, beyond the roles you play. Are you not a boundless entity, seamlessly woven into the universe's cosmic tapestry? Recognize this, and the world will no longer confine you. You'll transcend the illusion of self, shatter the ego, and uncover your true identity. Dare to question, dare to explore, and dare to discover the real you. After all, as Alan Watts said, you are the universe experiencing itself.